Hey everyone, okay, so first of all, I want to say a huge thank you to every single one of you who has subscribed, liked, commented, everything and anything. About a week ago, I went and met sort of my, almost what felt like a lifetime goal of 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, I'm just really, really grateful. I put out a poll on my Instagram on that day, sort of asking for what other videos you would like to see. And I know I've also asked in some videos, and I am slowly working through the ones that you've requested. And as I say, if you do at any stage have any that you'd really like, please just comment, or if you're on Instagram, send me a message requesting, because I'm going to try and get back on the YouTube hype, really. And by that I just mean it's been a bit busy the last few weeks, and so I've not been on. And yesterday I tried to film this video and I just had such a mare. I tried to do it and then realised that the audio wasn't working, and I played the video back and it was like really muffled and you couldn't really hear me properly. And then I had kitten issues. they were just like all over things, going on the laptop, chewing like the top of the laptop bit, so you could like suddenly just see like a tooth where she was like gnawing at it. And then I tried to move to a different room, and then it got dark, and then I couldn't find something. It was a whole saga. Hello everyone. Okay, so I'm going to jump straight in today. Hey everyone. Lovely to see you. Nora's here as well, probably only for about 3 seconds, but she is here for now. I think we can safely say that this is not a good angle. I think you can see the fluffy penguin. Oh dear. Basically, what today's video is the first of a 3-part mini-series that I want to do all around initiating recovery. A few weeks ago now, I did a video where I spoke about the relevance of a kind of hop, skip, jump approach to recovery. And the reason I spoke about this is because I think it's something which can feel very intimidating when you are actively in your eating disorder and at the point where you're like, yep, I want to do recovery, and you're at that point of initiating, and then it's like, how do I jump? How do I jump? What does jumping look like? What does that feel? How do I go from here to there? Like there's just night and day difference between those two places. How do I possibly even begin to bridge that gap? And this is where I think there is a value in having one, compassion towards yourself, compassion towards your healing self, and two, the awareness of the importance and often crucial role that the hop and skip plays in the jump. The vast majority of people, myself included, who could be seen to jump into recovery, you know, actually if you were to go back to the time when I did that jump, there was some hop and skip prior to it. So basically what I wanted to do this mini-series is, the first one is just going to be a really simple activity that I recommend that you do as soon as you finish watching this. The second video, I want to do a practical shopping related video. I'm thinking I might even sort of go into the shop and do some filming, and I'm not sure how that's going to go because I get quite conscious in public, especially sort of walking through a shop, filming myself talking to the camera. I can imagine that being a bit awkward, but I am embarking on diversifying my YouTube content, so I'm going to do it. And the third one, again, another sort of slightly different thing from my usual just sit down and chat, I'm going to be doing a sort of very casual, very real, very practical day in the life of kind of me who was hop and skipping. You know, I kind of want to use the tool that I did all those years ago, and I'm going to be talking to you about today. Very, very simple activity. Using that as kind of the first part of this process, the shopping to buy said food, and then the third bit to initiate that hop and skip element of recovery. So I won't go into too much detail about those yet. If there's anything in particular you'd like me to cover in either of those, please leave in the comments below. But today's video, it's nice, it's short, it's simple. This is such a great activity. And all it requires is 2 bits of paper or 2 pages in a journal. And what I want you to do is I want you to get those bits of paper or that journal, And at the top of one of the pages, I want you to write foods and drinks that my eating disorder likes / approves of. And on the other sheet, the other piece of paper, the other page in the journal, I want you to write at the top foods and drinks that my eating disorder doesn't like or disapproves of. Simple. And then what I want you to do is I want you to be brutally honest with yourself, and I want you to get filling those lists out. As much as you can possibly get. Remember, this will almost certainly evolve as you move through recovery, because recovery is one of those journeys where the more progress you make, the more clarity you gain. Also, on that list of the foods and drinks that your eating disorder doesn't like or disapproves of, I want you to include not just the food, but also maybe the specific type of food, maybe the context of that food. I don't know if you heard that, she's gone a bit bonkers. It's teak, by the way. The context of the food, and also the, did I say type? The amount, that's it. So the type of food, and by that I mean, for example, it might be that for pizza, actually getting that ridiculous pizza from Pizza Express with a hole in the middle that's then been replaced with some salad that you pay more for, that's thin, and we won't go into, that's a different conversation. But it may be that actually, if you're honest with yourself, is to some degree or entirely approved by your eating disorder. But the delicious takeaway Domino's one, or that one in the shop that you've had your eye on for a few weeks or months or however long it's been, you know what I mean, maybe that actually isn't approved. So that's what I mean by type. The volume, I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory. And then the context. For example, maybe if you have pre-planned having, I don't know, going out for coffee and cake, then it's fine. But if it's spontaneous, no. Maybe you're fine making spaghetti bolognese, but actually if your friend was to invite you over for dinner and make it themselves, that wouldn't feel so. So include those things on that list. And once you've done this, and I'll remind you, 1, this is something that will evolve almost certainly as you move through recovery, and 2, it can be useful to ask, a loved one, a family member, a friend for their insight, because they may be able to give you insight from a slightly different angle, and depending on how distorted your thinking may be due to your eating disorder, that can be something that's useful and conducive to making this list as pro-recovery as possible. So basically, you now got these 2 lists, and the brilliance of this activity is now you have officially got a list of things that actually are best just kind of put to the side for now. And that list of foods that your eating disorder doesn't like or disapproves of, that becomes the priority. That becomes your shopping list. It becomes the foundation of your nutritional rehabilitation and your neural rewiring. So, really simple activity. Go and get some paper, go and get a journal, title your pages, get it in. Do it. And as I say, at some point over the next few weeks, I will be doing a video on shopping. I feel like just thinking about it, I feel awkward and cringy. Like the idea of walking down the supermarket aisle being like, I see people on YouTube doing it all the time. I see people walking down the street and you can clock people in the background sometimes. I don't know if anyone's ever done this, but you can clock people in the background going, like looking at them just walking with a camera. And even that can sometimes make me feel cringy. But as I say, I am diversifying. I am stepping into unknown. I am pressing into challenge. And I know that it's something that I would have found useful in my recovery. So yeah, anyway, lovely to speak to you. Thank you again to every single one of you who has liked, commented, subscribed, shared, anything and everything. Thank you. And yeah, I will see you next time.